What's going on, guys? It's No just checking in, and today I just want to let you know that I've still been struggling with my drinking. I put together a couple weeks, but then I've slipped a few times this last week. And so when I struggle, when I behave in a way that I know is not healthy and or useful to me, my mental health, my emotional health, stuff like that, it's hard for me to know what to say in a video. I don't want to come off like I'm complaining or whining, and I certainly don't want to come off like I need your attention, your support. I need you guys to take care of me or fix me or tell me what to do. I don't think that's what I need. My goal is to always see what can I do to help other people, and then in return, I know it's always reciprocal. It helps me too. So what I want to do is, aside from, or rather than just tell you, oh, I know this is bad, shouldn't be doing this, I need to stop. You guys already know that. If you've been following my channel, you know that I shouldn't be drinking. Me personally, you guys do whatever you need to do in your life. But it's something I struggle with, and so what I want to do is just tell you how that's affected me to drink this last week. I've been doing my drinking alone because that's how I prefer it. I am old school alcoholic in that way, and I can focus more on my buzz that way. I don't have to focus on appeasing other people. Granted, my behavior is not very extreme when I drink. I'm very mellow, but it's not the point. Point is, I like drinking alone. And so I've been doing some drinking this last week, despite what I feel and I know in my heart. And the first couple times I did it, I had a pretty nasty hangover. The next day, of course, I drink beer by nature of it gives me more to drink. And beer is really hard on my stomach, and so I've been drinking it, and then my stomach's been pretty tore up the next day. And then, during the day, the first couple days I did like twice in a row. I had a pretty bad hangover. My lady knows what I'm doing, and she's letting me work it out and figure it out. She's not judging me. She's not overreacting on me. She's letting me work it out. I'm an adult. I need to figure this stuff out for myself. I need to learn for myself, something I need to go through. And so I kind of just dealt with the hangover, but aside from being hungover, as far as I could tell, it was sort of a normal response. I'm like, maybe I'll push the envelope a little more. So I took a night off, and then I drank again. And then I drink again, and I drink 4 nights out of 5, which is the most I've ever done in forever. I haven't drank 4 nights out of 5 in years. 4 years, probably. 3 or 4 years. And then my brain chemistry finally caught up to me. One, I had diarrhea most of those days. My bowels became very sensitive. I think I have an intolerance to the gluten that's in the beer. And but I was kind of manning up and dealing with my hangovers, and I'm like thinking to myself, I guess this is how a normal person would deal with this type of binge drinking. Well, yesterday, I almost had a panic attack. I woke up, horribly depressed and foggy. And I was saying to myself, this makes sense. This makes sense. You had a day like this coming, whatever. I need to get my act together. The normal talk that people that struggle with drinking, they tell themselves, or with addiction in general. But as the day went on, I noticed my anxiety was climbing more and more, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I had a neighbor stop by, and when he was up there talking to me, I kind of felt like I was going to panic, so I asked him to leave. I had to take an Ativan for the first time in forever. Ativan, or I took lorazepam, which is a generic form of Ativan, but it's a benzodiazepine. It's something I used to have to use all the time when my anxiety and my depression was really bad. And so it's like I was playing with fire, and what do you fucking know? It burned me. And so I got through yesterday, but it was a survival day. Just horribly depressed, horribly anxious. Today, I woke up feeling really shitty, but perhaps a little bit better. And now is when I start reflecting again. This is what I do. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I've been going to the gym either way, but my workouts change. When I get into a drinking mode, I no longer work out for muscle gain. I no longer work out to build my cardiovascular endurance. I work out to detox. And it's this really sad place I get to where I drink, I detox all day, I drink, I detox all day, and now my mood's being affected, as it should. That's what happens when you put a depressant into your body. It's a wonder I have to figure this sort of thing out, but it is what it is. It's something I battle with. I'm like 2 different people sometimes deep in my heart. And while I have spent the vast majority of the last 3 years sober, I'd say 96% of my life I've been sober, something calls me back, and it's got to be bigger than my intuition, because I know better, and I logically, I'm like, I don't want this, I don't want to do anything that would disrupt my mental health. That's always been my priority. But then there's this other part of me that's like, I don't fucking want to have to care all the time. I don't want to have to care. I get like kind of whiny, and I get sort of self-loathing, and I'm like, I don't want to have to make all my decisions based around the fact that I've been someone who suffered major depression, anxiety, depersonalization. I want to while out too. I want to go get faded with people sometimes and just not give a fuck. But unlike those people, there are consequences for me when I do that. And I know there are some people, a lot of people, tons of people. There are consequences for some of us. We can't get away with this behavior. It always makes you wonder what it's all about. What's happiness all about? When you're really depressed, when you're severely depressed, severely anxious, you don't really think about much more than surviving it and getting through it. Pleasure seeking and getting drunk, you don't think about it. At least I didn't. I was too sick. And so now I have the capacity to take that risk. And despite my best efforts, going to the meetings, being really open and honest with my friends and family, I seem to still need to dabble in this and figure it out. I'm trying hard not to judge myself, and I'm going to keep trying, and I'm not going to lie about it, regardless of if it doesn't sit well with some of my subs, regardless if it's irresponsible. I do promote being responsible about your mental health. I've been a low-key poster child for doing right by yourself in that way. I've come a long way, but this is just an issue I have, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed. I am concerned, but I don't think it makes me less of a person. So if you're someone who struggles with addiction, especially someone who struggles with addiction who has a propensity for mood disorders like I do, what are your thoughts on this? How do you guys deal with your addictive personalities? I still know what I know intuitively, and I've said it in past videos. I should be sober. I hope I'm not a tragedy. I would like very much to be a role model for people that are struggling with mood disorders and want to find a way out and want to live a life that's happy. That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. But I am an alcoholic, and drinking's a tough one. For some people, they're like, just stop, bro. Like, it's easy. You shouldn't drink, don't drink. It's just never been quite that simple for me. I'm that guy on a Sunday night who has work in the morning on Monday. He'll stare at the beer cooler, beer fridge till 2:30, just to wait till the time goes by, and then, and go home. I'm that sort of dude. So, proud of myself for the hard work I've been putting in. I forgive myself for needing to experience what I need to experience. I'm a young man. It's a tough issue, but I do want to figure it out before something really bad happens. And otherwise, we'll just keep trying. So again, you guys don't have to comfort me. You don't have to tell me it's going to be okay. I know this is risky behavior, and I don't condone this sort of behavior. I certainly don't promote it. This is not the type of behavior that anyone should engage in if you struggle with depression and anxiety. It's a mistake. Plain and simple. Some people can handle it, though. And for those people, I don't know why I necessarily be watching this. Perhaps you just care about me and you want to watch it. Don't worry. I'm not judging you. You guys do what you got to do. I'm going to keep trying and keep working this out, for better or worse. I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that tries to paint this picture-perfect life that I have. I have a lot to be grateful for. I've come a long way, and this is my battle. This is my journey. This is what I have to figure out. It's what I have to go through. So I do appreciate you. I look forward to reading your comments, see what you might have to say. And then I'm just hoping that my rebound anxiety, my rebound depression isn't too bad, isn't too harsh. I know it has the potential to be. My experience so far has been when I drink again, especially if I binge drink. This is the most I've binge drinking in a while. It's going to have a kickback, and that's a reality. So I pray I don't start panicking. I pray that I don't start feeling suicidal. And I pray that I find whatever it is I need to find to make the decision in my heart to be okay with not drinking. And until then, we'll just do the best we can. And I'll keep trying, keep going to meetings, keep reading the big book, and keep being open and honest with you. And I look forward to when I've got nothing but great stuff to update you guys on. But until then, this just is what it is. It is what it is. So I encourage you to be open and honest, at least with someone. I'm able to do it with all of you and people in my immediate life. I don't have any secrets from the people that are closest to me, like my fiance and my family. But I hope you have someone you can reach out to and say, hey, I'm kind of fucked up. I'm doing stupid shit. And you just want to be able to get it off your chest. It's important not to isolate, not to hide it. It doesn't make you less of a person. It just makes you a real human being, and you're going through stuff. There are other things I don't struggle with in life that some people do. So we all have something. This is what it is for me right now. And I have faith I can figure this out. I do. Take care, guys.